Hi everybody! Today I have a fun and exciting activity for everybody to do together. It's great for family time and kids and parents to do together. It's really easy and perfect for fall. We're going to be making wire wrapped pumpkins. They're really cute. They have like a rustic feel to them in my opinion. I feel like they remind me of the wire wrapped baskets that you find this time of year in the fall home decor. They're only going to take you a few minutes a piece to make them. And like I said, they're great for kids. My 7-year-old son was having a blast. He made a couple of them for me, and you'll see that at the end of the video. So yeah, grab your wire, grab your tools, and let's get started. Okay, the tools that we're going to be needing today are some wire cutters to cut your wire with and chain nose pliers to pinch down any ends that we might have. We're going to need mandrels to wrap the wire around. Any round object from your house is going to work for this. I have copper craft wire is what I'm making these with. I have a 24 gauge brass wire to make the stem with, and this is 20 gauge copper wire to make the body of the pumpkin with. This is 24 feet. We're going to start by just grabbing a tail end and wrapping around your chosen mandrel. The size of your mandrel is going to determine the size of your pumpkin in the end. For this pumpkin, I've chosen 20 gauge wire to wrap around this tape. It's going to give me about a 4-inch pumpkin. If you want a larger pumpkin, you're going to need a longer amount of wire and probably a heavier gauge. Once you've reached enough wraps to your liking, or the end of the wire in this case, you're going to make 2 little tails, one at the top and one at the bottom. They don't have to be perfect, guys. Pumpkins in the wild, in nature, are not perfect. We're just going to take these tails and wrap around the bunch of wire that you've created. Sometimes you can actually buy your rolls of wire already wrapped like this when you get them from the store, and if that's the case, you've just saved yourself this whole step and you don't even have to do this. I'm pinching it down with my chain nose pliers just to make it a little tighter. You can see they're not perfectly top and bottom, and that's okay. Like I said, just grab your pliers and pinch it down nice and tight. When you're satisfied, we're going to open up the sides. This is going to give us the sides of the pumpkin, the striations that you find on them. It's also just going to make it fuller bodied. The more wraps you have in the pumpkin, the denser that the body is going to be. I actually felt that 24 feet for this size pumpkin came out perfectly. So if I was going to be doing a pumpkin about 8 inches or so, about twice this size, I would definitely want to use about 40 feet of wire. I'm using my chain nose pliers to pinch out the wires a little bit, just to make them stronger and a sharper curve. That way it looks more full. When you've gotten it about where you want it, we're going to squeeze the top and the bottom together to give it more of a gourd-like shape. The top here is where we're going to be starting our stem. Cut yourself a length of the brass wire. I usually start with about 2 to 3 feet. We don't need much to start. We can always cut more and twist it into the stem later. We are going to be threading it into the pumpkin on one side and out of the pumpkin on the other side. We're going to repeat this multiple times and try to use different areas of the pumpkin as you go through, just to grab as many of the wires and keep it as secure as you can when we make the stem. I'm working on my second loop right here, and my wire got a little kinky on me. I told her to stop being a naughty girl, and I straightened her back out. As I'm making my loops, I use my thumb as a rest to make a guide so that most of my loops will be pretty consistent in size. And this is what happens when you get your wire caught on your camera. Just keep on keeping on, okay? Once you have several decent wraps and you feel like your stem base is going to be okay, just grab them all together and twist. And I just twist them until they're all pretty tight. we're going to take our 2 tails that we have left over and wrap them around the stem. Make it wider at the base to make it look more natural, and otherwise just keep on twisting and filling in spaces. When you reach an end, I take my chain nose pliers and I just curve it inward toward the stem and just pinch it down really lightly. It doesn't have to be super tight or super perfect. I just make a little hook on the inside so that if people pick it up, they don't get scratched. Here I reached the end of the second tail, so again I'm going to curl it inwards so that it doesn't scratch anyone when they pick it up. I want the stem to be thicker, so I'm going to cut another length of wire and wrap it around in the same way. Leave yourself a little bit of a tail to get started, and then just wrap and wrap until you reach the end of the wire. At this point, I thought that the base really needed to be thicker, so you can see I concentrate a lot on the middle and the base to give it a more natural thickness. Now you can finish the other tail by wrapping it in either the same direction or the opposite direction. And just like last time, when you reach the ends, curl them inward with your chain nose pliers. This will keep them from scratching people. Now all you have left to do is to bend your stem however you feel it should move, and then straighten out the body of your pumpkin to look the way you want it to. Give your pumpkin one final squeeze to finish shaping it, and you're done. Fast, fun, and easy fall home decor.